Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. Everybody ported over here. We had so many shiny, happy faces waiting, and then we ran into a camera challenge. And so as I'm going here, I'm wondering if I can send a link over to everybody right now. And so I've got a link here. Oops. And let's see if I can get the link over to people. This is a unique experience. We're outside. I am calling on the angels right now to help us get going. And here's the link. I'm posting it. I'm embedded right there. And so I'll tell everybody to come join us. Join us at the new link. And then let's see what we can do here. So we'll get rid of that there. Hi. And let's see if everybody can see me all right. Can everybody see and hear me? This is a new setup. We're trying something outside. This is not our usual way of doing things. I have been tonight. We're talking about how to hear from the angels, how to connect with spirit. And so I have checked in and said, can we do this? And actually, it's interesting. I got a yes, which is interesting because I keep looking up as there is gentle ash falling from the sky right here. And if you know anything about my story, about Jessica's story, who's off camera here, who is running the lighting, we moved out of Colorado last year due to fires. We are back in Colorado right now. You can see the red rock up above us. I certainly wanted you to be able to see this. And I wanted to talk with you about how you can connect with the angels, how you can live in a place of greater connection, and how that can enrich your life. And it's interesting. There are so many techniques, and tonight I'm certainly going to be talking to you about automatic writing, which is my all-time favorite technique. And we have a class coming up on Thursday, and I'm hoping that everybody can get out to our class. But when we talk about communicating with angels, it's interesting. I had James Van Prague on the show earlier this week. He is a very famous medium. And we both came to the same conclusion from very different paths, which is communication is something that's very simple to do with spirit. If A, you ask, B, you do it on a regular basis. What does that mean? It means spirit is always talking to you. Spirit is always here, is always by your side. However, it's very hard to hear from spirit if you do it on an exceptionally occasional basis. It's sort of like there's a symphony inside of everyone. But if you only pick up the fiddle every once in a while, it's very hard for that symphony to come out. But if you make it a practice, if you make it a goal, if you make it something that you want as much as clean oxygen itself, then you will find a way to communicate with spirit. You will have that breakthrough moment. You will have that experience where not only is it coming out in your automatic writing, and I'm going to talk a lot about automatic writing tonight, a big foreshadowing of what we're going to be talking about because of the class coming up Thursday. And I want everybody to join us, automaticwriting.com. But when you start making it a practice, and I'm getting that it's people are saying it's a little bit pixelated, and we might be able to scoot that whole router mechanism a little bit closer. It's that it's not plugged. The plug won't reach this far. When you start to make it a regular practice to communicate with spirit, you don't just hear spirit in prayer. You don't just hear spirit in automatic writing. You hear spirit all day, every day. And everyone can communicate with spirit. There is nobody out there who is spirit challenged, even though you think you are. And when I talk about spirit, maybe I should put some clarification here. I'm an angels guy. I'm in constant communication with the angels. Actually, we all are. But we may not label as such. You can call it universe. You can call it love. You can call it spirit. You can call it the divine. You can call it inner wisdom. It doesn't matter what you can call it. You can call it the energy that is all that is. We came from love. We are love. We couldn't be anything other than love than if we tried. And love is always wanting to speak with us. Love is always wanting what's best for us. The challenge is the ego, which James Van Praagh, when we were talking, he calls it edging God out. I'm not sure I'd go that far. But when you're in a fear-based place, it is so hard to communicate with spirit, which is actually the time when we need it most. So we moved from, well, we were in an RV last fall. We moved to a beautiful retreat center in Joshua Tree for the winter. This amazing home, actually technically in Yucca Valley, just gorgeous. We loved it. But we knew it was time to move on. And as we ran into a whole slew of challenges. Truth be told, we pulled out in this amazing RV, 40-foot long, beautiful truck in the background. This pulls this, and we got stuck in the driveway. We hadn't gone 100 feet and we're stuck. Now, we had a choice. It took us hours to get the kitties on board, including one very twitchy former feral kitty, who, I'm going to close the doors here, in fact. One former feral kitty, very twitchy. Once we get him on board, there's no getting him off. And we're stuck 100 yards out. Now, if we go to a place of ego, if we go to a place of fear, and you've probably been there yourself, you go, oh my God, did I do something wrong? Why am I here? What's going on? Why did this happen? What was I thinking? And this RV operation is quite complex. It'd be very easy to go, what am I thinking? The challenge is when you go, what am I thinking? There's your ego. There's your edging God out. There's your, clearly, I think I'm in charge. So if something happened, it must be my fault. Well, friends, universe is always working for your highest good and the highest good of all, and not always, not often, in the way that feels best and most comfortable for you. So when we're stuck 100 yards from the house and now it's 100 degrees out or more, how do we get plugged in? How do we get air conditioning? The generator's conking out because there's sand right beneath it. It's on the tailpipe, on and on. You have a choice. You have a choice each and every moment. Oh my God, Lisa loves animals. Thank you so, so much. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have a choice in a moment like this. The choice is to go to, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know anything. I'm in a state of panic. And let me tell you, I have owned that place in the past, and my default mode network, which is kind of a priority channel of the brain, is to go to that fear-based place. But I've been doing the work. Each and every day, I go into my automatic writing. Each and every day, I'm communicating with spirit. And what I heard very clearly is laugh. Laugh at the experience. Grab a pickaxe, grab a shovel, and laugh at what's going on. So I'm going to dive into automatic writing now. But the reason I bring up this story, and we didn't get out that evening. The next morning, it took a small team, a couple guys, and 2 tow trucks to get us out of this spot, which was perfect. But here's the thing. Each time you stress is an opportunity to go to spirit, to call on the angels in whatever way works for you. And each time is an opportunity to learn your power and learn how quickly you can change the channel. Here's the channel where spirit is not. Oh my God, what am I going to do? And that, again, has been my default mode network. Oh my God, what am I going to do? What you need to do is go, angels, guides, spirit. Here, I'll let you in on my prayer. Here's the prayer that I do. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guides, and light workers here for my highest good and the highest good of all. Please help me out. I need your help. I need your help now. Please help me out, or please give me a sign. And it is there when I go quiet and listen that the answers start to come to me. It's interesting. I said, please give me a sign. And it's hard to see it, but there is this magnificent, fiery sunset going on behind me. You can call on spirit each and every minute when you choose to take yourself out of a place of fear. Now you're going, how am I going to do that? I'm in a place of fear. Just go to a breath or two. And now go to the angels in any way you see fit. I'm going to repeat that prayer to you. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel. Higher self, higher team, all angels, guides, and light workers here for my highest good and the highest good of all. Please help me. I need your help. I need your assistance. I can't do this alone. Things aren't working out. Oh my God, is this scary? Oh my God, am I freaked out right now? Please help me. And then listen. The crazy thing here is what you're doing is you're actually bringing up your vibration. You're getting in greater vibrational alignment through the very ask. Now, if you're not an angels, guys, because we talk about guides, you could say, good evening, inner wisdom. Please help me. Please guide me on my way. It doesn't matter the words of the call. This is so important to understand. It's the vibration that trumps the word. They say in the beginning was the word, but before the word was a frequency. You want to call on the angels. You want to call on your guides. Get to a frequency of vibrational alignment. So, with that said, I want to talk about automatic writing. Because years ago, you may have heard my story. My wife and I were challenged on Maui. We'd been holding meditation or holding space on a meditation center for years. We had a $350,000 book deal from Random House for barefoot running and barefoot walking. I'd done another book. I'd done this. I'd done that. And everything was crashing and falling apart. And my wife, Jessica, was very, very sick. She had mold toxicity poisoning, and she was struggling badly. Sort of like I can hear Lovebug in the studio, who's just been released into the main belly of the RV. We were struggling. However, we'd learned a process called automatic writing years earlier, where we learned how to tap into the Akashic Masters, the librarians of the universe, you can say. The words that they were giving us were too bold, were too strong. We didn't believe them. And that's what happens often when we fully tap into spirit. We go, is that my ego or is that spirit? And if you hang around, I'm going to show you how you can do a litmus test. Actually, we're going to do 3 fun things. 1, we're going to talk about automatic writing because we got a class on Thursday and you're going to want to be there because you're going to be able to start talking with spirit really, really quickly. 2, I want to teach you muscle testing tonight. And the reason I want to teach you muscle testing is because the thinking mind gets in so much trouble when we get into trouble and we can't think our ways out of it. And 3rd, Oh, and then we're going to do fourth. We're going to do a meditation. We're going to do a whole bunch of fun stuff. So you're going to want to stick around to the end. But before we do our group intention setting meditation, which will be to call in the angels, before we do that, I'm going to help you with a litmus test so that you can tell, is this my ego or is this the higher team? The trick isn't listening or isn't being able to hear from the angels. The trick is we don't believe what we are hearing. And as James von Prague would say, like attracts like. We end up hearing real dark, bummery stuff when we stay in this dark, bummery place. So we get to practice bringing our vibration up. So truth be told, I guess my favorite statement here tonight is chances are you're feeling better listening to this. We got the sunset. We've got the mountains. Okay, there's a little bit of traffic coming into, we're just outside of Carbondale, Colorado. But it's fun. It feels good. Because when you are around somebody who is plugged in, you can't help but feel better. And so you can say, well, Michael, it feels great listening to you. That's awesome. It can feel great listening to you just as much as it feels great listening to me. Because you are as plugged into spirit as I am. You couldn't be any less plugged in. The trick is how we get your vibration up. So what do we want to do? I want to talk about automatic writing. I want you at our class on Thursday. I want you to learn this. What we do is we set aside a time each and every day. It could be first thing in the morning. It could be last thing at night. Middle of the day is tricky. But we find a time when the rest of the world sleeps. And that's when we communicate with the angels. Now, I love automatic writing because there's a technology behind it. And I want to teach you this technology so that you can really plug in and hear most clearly. But we had a mentor. It's interesting. I found a note of his today in our storage unit. A mentor, Jack Burden. He was my best man, our best man when he was 89 years young. It's a Course in Miracles guy. Each morning he would wake up and go into this half awake, half asleep state called the hypnagogic state. And in the hypnagogic state, he would call in the angels and listen. And because it was first thing in the morning, he would hear from them. Why? Because we're swimming in a field of energy. We're swimming in a field of frequency. If you were to fly over Colorado, certainly, but fly over either the coast at night, you would see all of these lights glowing bright. That's the electricity that's all around us. That's the lighting. But that is also the field of energy that we're swimming in. That field is very chaotic and confusing. And so when we try to plug into spirit in the middle of the day when everybody is up and awake and about, it's very hard to hear because of that confusing energy all around us. When we came back from Maui, Jessica had her butt kicked. I had my butt kicked. We're living in Jessica's childhood bedroom. Don't worry, there's a happy ending having to do with communicating with spirit. When we would try to plug into spirit, let's say 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, spirit would be there speaking to us. Spirit's always waiting to speak to you. Spirit is always there with you. You have had guides with you since your first incarnation, which is a strange thing to say because we're infinite. We're divine beings. We're energetic beings having an energetic experience in human form. I know you've heard the term from Wayne Dyer, spiritual beings having a human existence. I'd say it's one step further. When we say spiritual beings having a human existence, we forget our true nature. We are energy. We came from energy. We couldn't be anything other than energy. However, 5:30 in the morning, and I'm not saying you have to do this in the morning. You can do this late at night as well. 5:30 in the morning, You can tune that dial and you hear from spirit so well. That's why it is the most awesome time in the world to connect, to go into automatic writing and to go, angels, guides, loved ones on the other side. What do I need to know? And you put pen to paper and the pen just starts writing. Woohoo! How does it get any better than this? We're outside New York City, Jessica and myself. I'm diving into automatic writing. I'm hearing that we get to start a show, which you're seeing here. I'm hearing who we get to interview and how I was going to be able to interview people from The Secret and people from What the Bleep Do We Know, and on it goes. And I'd never done a show yet, and I'm being told in automatic writing how I'm going to be able to do these things. That's at 5:30 in the morning. Any guess what happens at 6:30 in the morning? What I hear is Iggy. Iggy is the term I came up with when I had a girlfriend in a relationship that wasn't working out and she was continuously bolting. I gotta go. I gotta go. That's my term for Iggy. I gotta go. At 6:30, as people are racing by the house to get into New York City for work, my connection with spirit goes from to I gotta go. Stress, anxiety, worry. So the first thing, if you want to connect with spirit, and I highly recommend we do it in automatic writing, a process, you go quiet, you go into a meditative state, you put pen to paper, and you go, what in the, here's what's going on, and here's what you can do about it. However, you do that at 6:30, or you do any other process at 6:30, and you get freak out. Da, 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 da. So early in the morning, late at night, I call these the holy hours. Once the field has started to sleep, once the rest of the world has started to settle down, heck, I'm in a campsite here. Now it's a campsite with a bit of traffic, but a campsite nonetheless. A really cool thing happens at a campsite. If you've ever been camping, you've noticed this. It feels more peaceful. That's when you hear spirit the easiest, is when you feel that, what does this mean? We make, and every day, where you can tune the dial in to, what would we call it? K-A, angel, and K-A-N-G-L. All angel all the time. I like that. K-A-N-G-L. It's a little bit long of a radio name. Put it in your calendar. Is it early in the morning? Is it late at night? Maybe you're going to bed right now at midnight and you're going, I'm too wired at night to be able to communicate with the angels. Then maybe we go to bed at 11:45 for a few days, and then 11:30 for a few days, and then 11:15. Or better yet, at 10 o'clock, we dial back the YouTube. I know, we're gassed. Some people, it's 10 o'clock right now listening to this. Actually, it's 11 o'clock for some people. We dial back the YouTube. We dial back the stimulus. We dial back the lighting in our house. Maybe if it's safe, we light some candles. We light some incense. We make our lives ceremony. Then we go into automatic writing. Then we go into prayer. Then we go into whatever works for us. Somebody was just saying their late dad comes through in meditation. When we find a quiet time to connect, spirit is waiting to go through. Now with automatic writing, each and every morning until we got to Colorado this week, and it has been 4 days where I haven't done much automatic writing, which for me is an eternity. What I do, what I teach people is go through a meditation, and I teach a very simple meditation. Go through a few prayers, put on some theta brain entrainment music, and I start asking spirit questions. The most important question you can ask spirit And I'll go through this in much more detail on Thursday. So come join us. It's automaticwriting.com. The single most important question you can ask Spirit: what do I need to know today? You see, we're so busy thinking I get to do this, I need to do that, I need to do the other thing, that we forget we are not in charge. You're not in charge. I'm not in charge. We left our home in California to go out on the road, and we made it 100 yards, 100 yards before you're stuck. If that's not humbling, then I don't know what is. That was universe's way of saying, this isn't going to be your tour. Sort of like, I think there were some loud motorcycles just going by. This isn't your tour. Well, I'm here to tell you, this isn't your life. Which actually makes a lot of sense. If you look around and go, my God, how did I get here? A brilliant line from David Byrne, and same as it ever was. My God, how did I get here? Whose is this beautiful wife? Whose is this beautiful home? My God, how did I get here? The answer is in the question, my God, how did I get here? You are in a co-creative process where you're going to learn some amazing lessons. You're going to have some incredible journeys. You're going to have some amazing challenges. If we try to hold on with all we've got, that's ego, edging God out. We'll go with that tonight. And you can't hear from Spirit because I need it this way. And I need it this way is sort of like grabbing the book and holding on and going, I need help, but I need it this way. Sorry, that's what Jessica would call the crazy face. I need help. Ah! She's taking a picture, I think. Conversely, if we go, oh my God, help me, I'm open. We'll create the optimal environment for your automatic writing experience. I am open. What do I need to know today? Sync with the sun. And in other words, if you open your lives up to Spirit, rather than clamp closed and clamp tight, you can hear the angels. And so going out on tour, the angels gave me the B slap and said, this isn't going to be your tour. It's not going to happen your way. We had so many challenges along the way already, designed to help me to let go. And that's my challenge for you, is we get up early, for instance, or late at night. We begin an automatic writing process. We go quiet, we meditate, we put on the Theta Brain entrainment music. We go through our prayers that help set the stage, put us in ceremony. And then we begin to write and we ask, what do I need to know today? Because what we're asking is divine intelligence, or what I like to call big mind. This is little mind. This opening up is big mind. Divine intelligence, big mind. What can you share with me that is so far above and greater in every way than anything I ever could have imagined? Please share that with me now. I am listening. And this, this right here, this came out of my first near-death experience. These funny little rabbit ears. Because these rabbit ears didn't exist before I had my first cosmic smackdown. I was skating on the trails, Boulder, Colorado, training for a world record skate. And I wasn't listening to the universe, which was screaming at me, Michael, slow down, listen. And I'm guessing you have heard that voice too. Slow down, do things differently, pause, pivot. Everything you're doing is slightly off. I know what we hear is all wrong. all raw in his ego, slightly off, that's more spirit speaking. And I didn't listen to spirit. And I had a near-death accident. Almost died. Could have lost my leg. Miracle that I'm here. Titanium femur, titanium hip. How does it get any better than this? 7 years later, second titanium femur, second titanium hip. And what did I learn out of this? To ask, what do I know today? And to say, I am listening. You've heard from so many people talking about, here's how you connect with spirit. But how many of them have you pause and say, I am listening? You are love. You come from love. You couldn't be anything other than love. That's what I keep hearing. That's what you'll hear too. Angels, guides, spirit love to start with the training wheels. They love to start with letting you know who you are, where you come from, how much you are the divine incarnate. It's not some medium that's great, some rabbi or preacher or this or that, who are also amazing, amazing people. But you are spirit. And when you ask, what do I need to know today? You start down the most amazing, beautiful road of connecting with spirit. So you go into something like automatic writing, same time each and every day. I want you connecting with spirit at the same time each and every day. Why? For the same reason that we intend on doing our YouTube events at the same time each and every, well, not day, but each and every few days. It's because we become entrained. What does that mean? It means if you reach for spirit at the same time each day, spirit will reach for you at the same time each day. And the pipeline grows. You can hear more clearly. You develop your own relationship and your own personal holy hour. What do I need to know today? If you do that each and every morning, you go into your automatic writing and you ask, what do I need to know today? What you are really saying is beyond the word. That's the coolest thing about automatic writing, and why I recommend so much come join us Thursday. It's at 8:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time, automaticwriting.com. The reason that I recommend diving into this is because when you connect with spirit, when you ask, when you go, what do I need to know today? The very question elevates your frequency. That's what we were talking about at the beginning. We were talking about at the beginning, and don't worry, soon we're going to be talking about how to tell if it's ego or not. But what I was saying is, you may be attracted to listening to me or watching me because you feel better. And you may be attracted or love hanging around somebody else because they make you feel better. When you start into automatic writing, what you're doing through the sequencing goes up even before you're getting the word. When your vibration goes up, the whole world changes around you. Dr. Wayne Dyer used to say, how did he put it? When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you vibrate, everything around you changes, because everything is frequency. Everything is quanta. Everything is waves that are collapsed into particles. What collapses the waves into particles? Which is a fancy way of saying that we live in a world of potentiality. We live in a world of possibility. We live in a world of infinite doors to your future. The greatest door you can choose is dependent on your frequency. How high can you vibrate? When you call in the angels on a daily basis, when you call in your inner wisdom on a daily basis, you start raising your vibration up and up and up and up you go. That's why you're attracted to people who have this high vibration, but you have it inside of you as well. And you attract total goodness into your life. Total goodness into your life when your vibration goes up. I'm going to do something weird here. I need to snapshot this moment. I'm about to cry. I'm out on an RV deck. There's beautiful flowers in front of me. There's an amazing wifey to my side. There's Colorado mountains behind me. The lighting, to me, is pretty stunning, and we're just learning how to do this. We did it, Pookie. We did it. This has been a dream of mine, to be out on the road, to be able to record out on the road, not stuck behind a desk. Okay, there's the little desk here, but I'm outside and we're doing it. This was with the angels. This was a co-creation with the angels. Each day I went into my automatic writing. There's a whole section in our book, Awe. There's a whole section in here on how you can manifest and how you can create. And a big part of it is how much you get your vibration up. And I'm sitting here kind of dumbfounded because this is our first recording outside. We tried recordings in the past. Honestly, they all blew up. I mean, they blew up bad, epic badness. I'm driving back earlier today with a U-Haul. We spent about $500 earlier today to rent a U-Haul to take a lot of our life possessions. You may have caught our show on downsizing. Take them about 91 miles away and make this beautiful donation. And I'm coming back and there's ash coming out of the sky and there's a forest fire nearby. And I'm going, I don't feel prepared for tonight. I know the topic, but how is this going to go well? And I prayed to the angels. And this is a thing I want you to do more and more, which is go to the angels and go to the angels and go to the angels. Start with your automatic writing. That helps you link up with that space, link up with that energy, and then start plugging in more and more throughout the day. So I'm literally going down the road, going, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, please help me with this show later. I get here, and there's only 10 minutes to spare, but there's a neighbor who says, you need to do this outside. And I turn to the neighbor and I think, that's just, you're just off camera. That's just nuts. I couldn't possibly do that in just 10 minutes. And I went quiet and I anchored in and I heard, that's exactly what you get to do. So here's what happens. You set a time each day to connect with spirit. You pick a modality. Certainly, I'm biased towards automatic writing, but you find a modality that works for you. You do it each day. You dive into those waters. Your vibration starts to go up. You start to feel much better. You watch things begin to transform. It's not overnight. Heck, when we got the truck got severely boo-booed on day number 1, 6 weeks in the body shop. We got out here, we got stuck with the air conditioning go out, the fridge went out. Today, a very, very, very minor boo-boo in parking the RV because it's a learning. Life is a learning. But you start to connect more and more, and you start to develop what Dr. Joseph Dispenza would call it, what Dr. Rick Hansen would call it, what Bruce Lipton would call it, a myelinated superhighway. Now, this is the last concept, and then we're going to dive into how you tell if it's ego or not. Actually, no, first we're going to do muscle testing. Then we're going to dive into how you tell if it's ego or not. What in the world is a myelinated superhighway, and what does neuroscience have to do with connecting with angels? Actually, everything. We have a whole section in the book on the neuroscience because Dr. Andrew Newberg took and put automatic writing practitioners under a PET scan, a way of looking at blood flow in the brain. And he found that parts of the brain, when you practice this, power down so that when you put your pen to paper and the pen begins to write, your brain is not involved. You're connected to spirit. other parts of the brain start to power up. And I'm looking for more studies that talk about the parietal lobe and the pineal gland and how they open up. Actually, your parietal powers down, but how the pineal opens up. Parietal lobe powers down, and that's been shown by science, because the parietal lobe is responsible for the I, me, my. What George Harrison, the last song of the Beatles, was I, me, my, I, me, my, I, me, my. That's the song of the ego. When you dive into automatic writing, the parietal lobe, the I, me, my, dials down. And you plug into the we. You go from the little mind to the bigger, greater mind. You go into divine intelligence. Bringing it back home to the myelinated superhighway, because certainly in On, we're going to be teaching you a bunch of this on Thursday. Certainly in Awe, you're going to be doing all of these things, and you're going to be learning more about it. But a myelinated superhighway, in essence, neurons that fire together, wire together. We've all heard that. What does that mean? It means that a thought becomes a thing. First, it becomes a thing in your mind. If you say, I'm an idiot, forgive me, cancel, clear, release, I'm an idiot. You say that once, and one cell over here in the brain starts zapping over and talking to a brain cell over here and communicating with each other, I'm an idiot. You say it again, I'm an idiot, I'm an idiot. And they start reaching toward each other until they fire or they wire together, they connect. These two brain cells intertwine, create a physical connection. The thought just became a thing. And then the more you say it, it starts wrapping fatty tissue around that connection until I'm an idiot becomes your default mode network. Why? Those fatty brain cells or those fatty connections now have that thought moving at the speed of light, and we believe even faster. Dr. Dean Radin has done tests on precognition, as so many other experts have. Psi is actually one of the most scientifically validated fields out there, despite what you've heard in modern science or from modern myth. Psi is so well studied. Precognition. We have the thought before the thought even exists. What does that have to do with angels? What does that have to do with connecting with spirit? Everything. Because when you first go, spirit, please hear me, your vibration goes up a little bit. You reach out towards spirit. Spirit, please hear me. You reach out more. Spirit, please hear me. You reach out more. Oh, don't want to cover the eyes. There's a rule. Spirit, please hear me. Spirit starts reaching out. Spirit, please hear me. Spirit starts reaching out. And you start to make this connection. You make the connection here. You make the connection up here. And the more that you practice it, the more that your brain cells intertwine and connect to the field. Who knew we'd be going so many different directions today? Connect with the field, and you start to create a myelinated superhighway, a default mode network, a path inside of you of quickest connection to spirit, where if you can quiet the mind, it becomes instantaneous. Of course, the key is to quiet the mind. That is where the simple breath comes in, or put your feet on the earth, or lay on the earth, or take a bath or shower with no agenda. The more that you practice on a daily basis, connecting to spirit, the more you create the neural pathway where it is easier and easier to hear. So I drive this U-Haul to get it dropped back off. Jessica picks me up. We zip on back here. I've only got 10 minutes. The neighbors go, you have to do it outside. There you go. Woohoo! You have to do it outside. And you too can go, yeah, you're right. And you can hear spirit more clearly. So we practice on a daily basis. We create that connection. And it starts to perfuse everything in us throughout the entire day. I'd say almost where you couldn't hear spirit, but the little mind likes to go nuts. Driving this 44-foot rig, got the 20-foot truck, I get into this little nervous death grip. And at those moments, it can be hard to hear from spirit unless I take that pause. That's my challenge and my challenge for you as well. So let's talk real briefly about muscle testing. I don't want to go into it too much, but I promised you that I would do it because my favorite way to connect with the angels is automatic writing. Please do come join us Thursday. There's a live class on Thursday. There's a whole video-based program as well. So you could sign up for class on Thursday, but you could be learning it tonight. You don't even have to wait for Thursday. It's automaticwriting.com. But one simple way that you can also connect is through muscle testing. You may have heard of muscle testing. You may have seen it done by a chiropractor or a kinesiologist. In essence, you may have seen some kind of hoaxy commercials on TV where they put on like a bracelet and they go, is it strong? Is it weak? That's kind of quasi muscle testing. My version that I do is looping fingers together and asking questions. And if it's strong, like, is my name Michael? I get a strong connection. Is my name Pookie? I get a very weak connection. There's an innate wisdom in the body that helps us to get this. But that innate wisdom didn't come from us. See, in the beginning, I thought, well, this is a process that's inside my body. But there is no real inside my body. My body is actually inside of the field. My body exists within a total field of energy. And so when I do a muscle test, what I'm actually doing is connecting supra above the mind, above the thinking state. And so when I test, is this good? Is this bad? What I'm doing is connecting with angels. I'm connecting with spirit. I'm asking for divine guidance. So I want to teach you the most basic way that you can start practicing this. With this said, let me give a caveat. When you first learn muscle testing, use it for the tiny decisions, not the big ones. Don't use it based on, do I buy this stock? Do I buy that? Don't use it based on, do I pay this bill? Do I do that? Pay that? Don't do it whether I get the big D or the something else. Do this with the tiny decisions and cultivate it and realize that our ability to connect with the field is directly related to our energetic state. What does that mean? It means if you go to muscle test and you're freaked out, the answer that you will get is freaked out too. Such a key consideration. So here, I'm giving you the 2-minute version of this. I just want to give you a taste of a way outside of automatic writing because I really want everybody here to dive into automatic writing, to come join us on Thursday. But I want to give you a taste outside of that. So it's not just automatic writing that I'm giving you tonight. What I'd like you to do is sit on the edge of your chair so that you're kind of off balance. You can lean forward, you can lean back. You're kind of just teetering here, which is probably dizzy to watch me just teetering. But you're teetering. All right. So we're going to check in on the innate wisdom of the body, the innate wisdom of the field. So you could lean forward easily, you could lean back. And what I'd like you to do is imagine your favorite food in front of you. Maybe it's pizza, maybe it's brownies. That's what I forgot to get tonight. Maybe it's a beautiful brownie. I want you to imagine that brownie or whatever it is in front of you. And what does your body do? Brownie. My body leans forward towards that brownie. Now I want you to remove that brownie with a steaming pile of, I can't believe I'm going to say it, Shar-Pei poo. Do you lean forward or do you lean back? My guess is you lean back because there's an innate wisdom in your body plugged into spirit that certain things attract us, certain things repel us. Now we can take that to muscle testing and start practicing. You can practice, put your fingers together as tight as you want and say, my name is, say whatever your name is. My name is Michael, and you get a strong connection. My name is Ruru, who is singing in the background, no connection. This is a practice. I want you to start with it. In the beginning, you may get it connected all the time, or you may not get it connected at all. If you don't get it at all, you can even practice just leaning into an answer. My name is Michael. Where does the body go? My name is Ruru. Where does your body go? Start this practice with super simple decisions. I first started it. I was on a trail hike with Jessica, and I started playing with, where do I want to go in the world? Do I want to go to India? I guess not today. Do I want to go to the pyramids? Ooh. Do I want to go to Maine? Not really. Do I want to go to Vermont? Yeah, actually, that seems cool. Do I want to go to the Michigan Upper Peninsula? You betcha. Do I want to go to New York City? No. Sorry for everyone in New York City. I want to be out in nature right now. Start playing with simple decisions. Start playing with food choices even. Do I want this can of food or that? Do I want spinach? Do I want kale? When you make these decisions, or when you play with this with food choices, then actually take action on them. This is a key thing when it comes, and Jessica's here holding a light, and I can't let her do this. I can't let you, your arm is going to fall off. This is not fair to you. You can't be holding the light the whole time. You are my light. You are my love. I guess we need to attach it to a tripod next time. Is that the best way to go? So what do we do for today? Because today you are the human tripod. Are you okay holding for a little while? Okay, if she's not okay, she'll put it down. I want you to practice muscle testing with decisions with food, just very simple ones. And then if muscle testing says yes, go that direction. If muscle testing says no, go another direction. Because the more you do it, the more you build this connection, the more trust and faith you have. All right, let's talk about ego, edging God out, and whether or not what you're hearing from spirit is coming from spirit or not. Because when I first learned automatic writing, and I first learned actually something with the Akashic Masters, and this morphed over years into the automatic writing, this technology. Whenever you see me on somebody else's show, they're like, oh my God, the technology behind it. You lay it out step by step. Everyone can get into it. In the beginning, when I was doing this, the words were so profound that I couldn't possibly believe them. I thought, this is my ego. I'm making this up. I couldn't be that good. Because actually they were saying that I'd be, they didn't say show specifically. Specifically, they said I'd be speaking up on a mountaintop before thousands and thousands of people. Well, actually, until we moved from Colorado last year, and even to a lesser extent in California, we have been speaking from a mountaintop before thousands and thousands of people. But my ego said, you must have made that up. So how can we tell if what we hear in automatic writing, if what we hear in prayer is our ego or not? Here's the most simple litmus test of them all. How does it feel? How does it feel? Does it feel good? Does it feel light? Does it make you feel, ah? Or does it make you feel heavy? Does it make you feel scared? Does it make you feel afraid? The voice of ego is a voice of heaviness, a voice of fear. And I don't believe in pushing the ego out and abandoning the ego or banishing the ego. I believe in healing the ego, of bringing that wounded inner child into your heart. But ego still comes from a fear-based place. Spirit may have harsh words, not harsh words as in you're a bad person, but words as in turn the car now. Or Michael, you don't belong on a crotch rocket anymore going, 150 some odd miles an hour. That's not for you anymore. But it will always come from a loving, kind, gentle voice. So if you write something down, if you hear something, ask, how does this make me feel? Simplest question of them all. Going on the RV wasn't easy. We were very comfortable, although it was getting really hot. We were very, and yet when we would ask in automatic writing, is it time to move? We might hear, yes, dear one. Yes, loved one. Yes. And we go, how does that feel? Yeah, darn it. I'm often saying that. When the angels speak to me, I'm often going, no, like a little kid, because I want what I want. You want what you want. It's reasonable, but we're not in charge. If we want what the greater mind wants, we get in flow. It's something I've talked about a lot. We get into this flow line or this flow state where things work out much easier. Not always perfectly. I mean, for instance, this flowed, but now I've got Ruru inside the house going, you didn't give me a nap and you're not here by my side. And he has abandonment issues. You have Jessica holding a light. And you're going, all right, this isn't exactly how I pictured it. But you know when it feels right. And so as you start down this road, I want you to cultivate the feeling state. Sort of like the am I listening? I am listening. Listening is a practice. Writing is a practice. Touching base with your heart and asking, how does this feel is a practice. Bear with me. I'm wondering, can we set that up over here so I can rest your arms?
No, if I put the light down here, it's like you're telling a ghost story.
Well, that's okay.
No.
Yes.
You're not telling a ghost
It looks like I'm around a campfire. We will. Well, now we know we get tripods for this. We have tripods.
We ran out of time.
Would you like me to hold this?
No.
Okay.
The tripod is buried.
All right. So with that said, I want to open it up to just a few questions here. And then we are going to go into an intention setting meditation for calling in spirit. What I did not do tonight is make a document.
We did.
We did. You did.
And Allie.
And Allie. I love you, Allie. Where do I find this beautiful document so I can take people's questions? Google Share Drive. All right. So we're going to go to the Google Share Drive and we're going to ask a few questions. And I feel like YouTube live stream. I also get to open it up to our live audience here tonight. So if the live audience has questions, you guys are awesome. We can take these questions as well. All right. From the interesting is you look away and you look back and your pupils haven't adjusted. And it's like I can't see the screen. Hi, Michael. How do you know the answer to your questions, prayer, are coming from spirit or your ego? So, Maria, that's really what we're talking about. It's a practice, Maria. In the beginning, it's very hard to know, which is why you dive into something like automatic writing on a daily basis. So, for myself, Maria, let's say I'm in automatic writing. I'm asked, what do I need to know? And automatic writing tells me, you've got to go on this crazy adventure and you've got to go here, you've got to go there, and it's not what I want to do. And I'm going, is that my ego just trying to torture me? First off, I will feel into it. Secondly, is a funny quirk in automatic writing that seems that ego cannot lie. I will literally write, is this my ego? And ego will say, yeah. And then I'll go, whoa. So you can literally ask the question, is this my ego? Now, James Van Praag, who we had on the show last week, actually the show comes out on Tuesday. He would say like attracts like. And what does that mean? That means that if you're not in a very good place and you ask yourself these big questions, you could get not so great answers, which is why I always, and I teach in automatic writing, how to go to love, how to go to source, how to go to the light. But with that said, you can feel into that and get a very clear indication. Well, this answer sucks. It doesn't feel good at all. And realize that chances are is your ego. Chances are is your ego. Flip that around. And I'm hearing solstice is at 9:32. All right, what does that mean? We've got solstice coming up. Michael, what's the importance of solstice to you? Everything. Everything. There is never a better time to set intention, to talk with spirit, to communicate with spirit, to say, Spirit, open your channel up to me, or whatever it is you desire, than when this giant rock hurtling through space called Mama Earth, when she has been swinging all the way in one direction for half a year and has gradually come grinding to a halt. And in 33 minutes, we'll pause. 0 point, total stillness. If you've been on a roller coaster at the top, if you've been on a swing at the top and you feel like you're going to fly out into the heavens, if you've been in the stratosphere in Vegas and been shot to the top, and you feel that 0 point, the point of which you can go in any direction, that's where we are with the earth right now. She hits the 0 point, and then she starts swinging back the other direction. If you plant your seeds now, if you plant your intention now, it has such incredible power to it, powered by, linked up with, in sync with the natural cycle of the earth. So tonight, or if you're on the other side of the world, this morning, we're talking about creating a connection to spirit. So what better intention to set than one of saying, for this next 6 months, I desire a spirit-based existence where I am in communion, in total communication with spirit every moment of every day, which is a bit of a challenge, maybe. It is for me. I'm still working on it. I'm getting there, working on it, getting there. But set this intention of communicating with spirit, of communicating with guides more for this next 6 months and beyond. And you will use the momentum of the earth as she grabs your prayer, she grabs your intention and starts pulling it with her on your journey. And that is going to be the meditation we're going to do in probably about 15 minutes time, is we're going to come together as a group, linking hands energetically and set intention together. You've heard of The Power of Eight, Lynn McTaggart, amazing researchers with brilliant books on this. You get 8 people together meditating with the same intention. Incredible power. You get 80 more, 800 more, 8,000 more. By tomorrow morning, no, not tomorrow. By tomorrow evening, 8,000 people or more will have caught this. Maybe a lot more than that. So when you set intention with a group, it is so powerful. We're going to do that in just a little bit of time. Let's dive through some questions quickly. Blossom 88, question. So is everything, in all caps, good or otherwise, that is happening to our lives meant to happen? So we need to embrace the good and if not so good, so to see what lessons are being taught to us. I'm going to stick to this, Blossom, but not in the way that you may have heard. Everything is happening through us and for us rather than to us. Through us and for us rather than to us. What does that mean? If we say everything is happening to us, not only are we kicked out of the driver's seat, and we were never in the driver's seat to begin with, but we go into victim mode. Well, if everything is happening and it's all predetermined and I have no control over it, then when something bad happens, poor me, woe is me. Nothing could be further from the truth. It means that we are in this earth school. We are energetic beings having an energetic experience in human form so that we can learn these most amazing lessons. And I don't know about you, Blossom, but I don't learn so easily kicking back comfortable on the couch. I learn when it's go time, as does all of humanity. So we are presented with go time so that we can learn. What we don't want to do, ideally, is to judge it, because it brings our energy down and it makes for miserable experiences. Still along the timeline, still along the path, but we can have the lessons the easier way or the harder way, depending on where we place our energy. Now, with that said, atrocities, death, murder, things of these sort, Does everything happen for a reason? Children passing away young, far too young. My humble belief, and who am I to know for sure, is that yes, absolutely, we all came here with a soul contract. We all came here meeting around a council of elders on the other side and said, I want to learn XYZ in this journey. Can you give me that? And my mantra now is, can you give me that kind, gentle, easy, good? I didn't do that when I went before the council of elders last time. I said, give me the works. This I got out of several past life regression hypnotherapy sessions. Give me the works. And they're like, you can't handle the works. Give me the works. You can't handle the works. They gave me the works. Whoops. With that said, grief is grief, loss is loss. I would never say to a parent who lost a child, everything happens for a reason. I would never say to a spouse who's lost her partner, everything happens for a reason. Do I know they're doing awesome on the other side? As best as I can tell, I've had 2 near-death experiences. I believe they're rocking it. I believe they're in the woohoo state. But it still hurts. It's still trauma. Does it help us? Potentially. But would I make light of it? No. And that's the danger with everything happens for a reason, is that we can make light of these life events. And that's kind of ego taking the back door, or a spiritual bypass. That's the term, a spiritual bypass. Everything happens for a reason. I don't have to feel anything. No, man. You're supposed to feel it. You're supposed to grieve. You're supposed to learn into it, lean into it, whatever that means for you. Next question from I Am Not Casper. Can I connect at 2 or 3 a.m.? I am up late because I like the quiet. There is no better time, I am not Casper, than probably 2, 3, 4 in the morning. These are the holy of holy hours. In fact, if I wake up at that time and I can't get back to sleep, I'm going to go pull out my journal or hop on the computer and start writing to Spirit, because I know she or he, it, they has a lot to communicate with me during this time. So if that's the time, then you're up. Use it for all that it's worth. Henna, what is manifestation through angel numbers? Henna, that would be an amazing show all to itself to dive into angel numbers. And I believe we get to do that coming up. I think that would be a lot of fun. So I'm just going to give you the most simple thought on angel numbers of the night, because we're talking about communicating with the angels. When you see, and I know you do, Henna, when you see 111, 222, 444, 555, whatever the number is, pause, take a deep breath, give thanks, because it's the angels going, eek, we're here, but or we're here, loved one. But also put a request out during that time. Universe isn't getting in touch with you during that time just so that you can see a cool number on your watch or a cool number on the clock. It's doing that to remind you to reach out during this time. It's a cosmic request. You don't hear too often about angels, moving things on the desk, knocking over glass or things like this. They're in spirit form. They're at a very high vibratory level. We're here in this heavy vibration where we can, move a book around or something. But when the numbers come up, it's an invitation to put your request out to the universe. When those numbers come up, stop, pause, breathe, and put that request out there. Next question. Lisa Buckner. Is it true that the more problems you're dealing with, the more angels you're given? Second. Ooh, it's a twofer. I like it. So let's take the first one. Is it true the more problems you're dealing with, the more angels you're given? In a quasi sense. So as best as I can tell, and I was talking with James from Prague about this, which will be in this Tuesday's show, we all have angels that we're here with for this lifetime, for all lifetimes. We all have guides that are with us for this lifetimes and all lifetimes. And we have different angels and guides who come in depending on the problems we're facing, depending on the challenges we're facing. So does that mean we're having more angels and guides if we're having a lot of problems? That I can't say for sure. But as I like to talk about in other terms, the disease also has the cure built in. The trauma also has the cure built in. The wound also has the cure built in. So the more that you're experiencing trauma and wounds, the more that there are angels by your sides waiting to help you with it if you would ask. Second question. And then there's third. So I'm going to see how many questions we have. Let's see how fast we can blitz through a few of these. How do you know you're seeing repeating numbers? How do you know when you see repeating numbers, what angel goes with what? Wouldn't worry about it. Wouldn't even think twice. It's a brilliant question. But just reach out to the angels. You don't need a name of a particular angel to get help. Now, I like going to specific archangels. In fact, Uriel, she is both a female or a male version, depending on how you call it, depending on what you feel. But Uriel started coming in for a few months ago, actually to help get us out on the road, but specifically to get us more into a place of love and a place of self-love. But you do not need to call in a specific angel, or you can call in one. But the numbers, 111, we're not saying that's just Archangel Michael, or 444, that's just Gabriel or whomever. You can reach out to any when those numbers come up. Lastly, what best action to take when you see these numbers? Go to prayer, go to prayer, go to prayer. Pause. I like to say stop, drop, breathe in, breathe all the way down to your belly, breathe down to your diaphragm. Stop, drop, and ask. Dear Dana, thank you for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Oh my, okay. It is so painful to lose my child, Noah, but I had to find a reason to move on. I had an NDE at age 12. Now I understand why. I have been with angels, creator, and helping people has brought purpose. So Dana, I am so sorry to hear. I can't even imagine. I guess I can. Here's what I want you to do for fun, Dana. So first off, come join us for automatic writing, because we'll actually teach you. You may already be doing it, how to communicate specifically with Noah. And that's something that you learn through automatic writing. But let's go much more basic than that. And it's one of the things that I want to do on this journey, on this RV tour, which is I believe that nearly everyone has had a awakening experience, has had a dream that was more real than real, has died by the head of their bed. We've all had some sort of simply just had the wheel thrown on the car to the side and go, I don't even know how that happened. We missed the bus. We've all had these experiences. And particularly Western society has taught us to ignore them, to downplay them, to decide that they are not real, to discredit them. But each of these experiences, I'm convinced, is here for one reason and one reason only. And it's not specifically for awakening. It's to give us the hotel key to the magic room. The hotel key to the magic room. What does that mean? Well, if you go into a hotel today and they'll say, Dana, welcome to the hotel heaven, the heavenly hotel, whatever's your greatest 5-star hotel. Welcome to your hotel. And then they will go and charge your card, meaning not the credit card. They'll go put your card in a box, pull it back out and go, here's your card. What they did is they embedded your card with a frequency that opens up your specific hotel room, as well as other goodie places. Like I was invited, it was Miracle, invited to the Nobel Peace Prize laureate summit last year in the Yucatan. 5-star hotel, charged up my key card, got all these Nobel laureates around. It was really cool. And I could use this key card to go in and get, free sushi and all sorts of cool stuff in this cool lounge. And they charged my card up. Well, that charge, that frequency, that energy is in the experience. So Dana, what I'm saying is, if you go back in meditation and quiet time or lay down in bed and you go back to the experience of that NDE, relive a moment of it, get in that energy of it, it will charge you back up, and you can use that energy to help bring you to a higher state, to help use it for manifestation, to use it to communicate with Noah. That energy of your NDE, which is why I want you going back to it, is your key card to the divine. And for everyone else, Go back to your awakening experience, whatever that looked like. If you say, I didn't have an awakening experience, how did it feel at the birth of your child? I bet it was spectacular. The moment of birth, not right before it, or some other specific or amazing experience in your life. Go to the highest vibratory experience you can find. And that's where you want to meditate. That's where you want to do your manifestation work. That's your greatest place to heal. Sending you so much love, Dana. All right, we've got a few more questions. We're going to dive into a meditation. Jessica, I know Allie's been going for so long. It's getting late. Are you able to hang in there? Is it all right if we take just a couple more questions?
It's just me in the chat.
It's just you in the chat. Do I work through these questions or dive into the meditation? You've been holding the light. Okay, I'm going to go one last question and we meditate. All right, going one last question and we meditate. I'm going to go to 1.5 questions. Blossom, what about babies who are born with major health issues, have not done anything yet? Wow. From what we've heard and what we know with people who have had miscarriages, for instance, is that spirit may come in baby form to experience just a touch, just the tiniest touch of earth, just the tiniest touch of experiencing kindness or love and compassion or something like that. And they come in for a fleeting second and they head back out. And that touch is enough. We come in each on our own unique journey. And so we can't judge the journey. And to say, I mean, on one level, it's horrible. As a parent, I can't imagine. And we've gone through the miscarriage route. So I know that it's beyond heartbreaking. But if we understand energetic beings having an energetic experience, then we understand that spirit came in to experience something and then to go back out. And that's what I believe it is there. It's not, so the last piece of this, they have not done anything yet. We're not talking about karma. Notice I have not brought up karma one time tonight. I'm not saying it's because you did X, Y, Z that you experienced this horrible thing and you have to clear this. No. They came here to experience not the trauma, but to have just a taste of life on earth, to learn something in this earth school and then to go back, which also helps us infinitely as well. Last question from real briefly, how do you protect yourself from bad spirits? Automatic writing, we have a whole way of enveloping yourself in this bubble of love and light. But in essence, A. Martinez, go to love, go to light, go to God, to Source, to Universe, to Allah, to Buddha, to Jehovah, Muhammad, whomever or whatever works for you. When I was doing an ayahuasca journey years ago, and I was on this conveyor belt in ayahuasca land, strapped down, metal teeth of this giant serpent with serrated metal teeth, about to shred me up and fire behind it. I said, I call in love and light. I call in love and light. I call in love and light. And poof, it was gone. I believe Jessica has highlighted a question. Does that mean you want me to do one more? She's shrugging. That means, yes, she does, but she doesn't really, because she just says it's like, yeah, okay. Why would from Lisa Buckner, why would someone's higher self choose horrible childhood setup in life? Does that mean that bad karma from past life? Is everything's just an experience? Why some have it easier in life? Brilliant question. And I love my parents dearly. And I can't say I had the most horrible childhood, but it certainly was a twisted one. And I know people who've had childhoods that make mine look like the easiest childhood in the world. They are cosmic setups to help you learn, to help you grow, to help you expand. They are not happening or did not happen to you, but they happen through you and for you. The universe is breathing through you, is experiencing life through you. The universe wants to expand. It wants to grow. It wants to spiral higher and higher upwards. And these setups happen for us. They make us who we are. The trick is when we then judge it or blame ourselves for it, or keep traumatizing us by saying, well, that was my childhood. Well, that was my childhood. Come join us. We have these manifestation masterclasses on Wednesday night where we do clearings every week anymore, but they certainly are here to serve us. All right, let us dive into a meditation. And first, again, please do come join us Thursday for our automatic writing live class. Certainly, you get the whole video-based program when you sign up for the live class, so you can learn how to dive into spirit tonight with a technology that will have written word coming out in your journal, on your keyboard, from spirit, sort of like saying, hello, Michael, we've been waiting for you. And this will teach you how, and you can come join us Thursday for that. That's automaticwriting.com. Jessica, is there anything you want to share as you are draped over this light? And maybe we can even go to ghost story-like lighting for the meditation so that you don't have to hold on. Thoughts, questions, anything from the Pook Star? And do you want to put down the light so you can rest during the meditation? All right. So what I would like you to do, and we're going to go ghost style here. I like it. Bless you. And it makes me look like I've got a 10 o'clock shadow. Oh, so cool. What I'd like you to do is sit nice and good and comfortably. You can sit back in your chair. You can sit up nice and tall and upright, whatever works for you. And we are going to set intention together as a group coming into the solstice. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? So sit up good and tall. You can let your eyes get tired. You can let your eyes get droopy. Eyes can certainly close. And I want you to breathe in through your nose, down to the belly, and out through the nose. In, down to the belly, and out. In, and out. As we continue to breathe in nice and slowly down to the belly, in and out through the nose, I want you to imagine there is a giant circle of people around you. Thousands and thousands of people. Within 2 days, there'll be at least 10,000 people who have watched this. And time's not real. And so we can link up holding hands. Imagine holding hands with the person to your right, the person to your left. Don't worry, COVID or post-COVID safe. And it's a giant circle of 10,000 people here at once. And we are going to set intention coming into this new cycle of Earth, coming into the solstice, which if you're alive, the energy is the same. It doesn't matter if we're live or not. If you're live is in only 9 or 10, I think it's less than 10 minutes, single digit minutes coming into the solstice. How does it get any better than this? Feel the buzz and tingling of your hand as it's reached out to the circle to the right and holding that person's hand. Feel the buzz and tingling to the left as you're reaching out and holding the person's hand to your left. You can lean right, lean left, lean right, lean left. And now, as you're breathing in and out, actually first, let's breathe into our hearts. Breathe in, imagine the air going into our heart, and out. Imagine the air going out from the heart, into the heart, and out through the heart, into the heart, and out through the heart. Keep breathing, imagining the air going in and out to the heart. We're now not just linked hand to hand, but we're linked heart to heart in a state of massive heart coherence. Frequency and vibration from the heart with everyone here, past, present, and future. And now I'd like you to set an intention. I recommend that it's connecting with spirit, but it can be anything you want. Do you want greater health over the next 6 months? Do you want greater wealth, peace, love, health for a loved one, peace for your rooster, a new partner? I'd like you to go quiet for a minute and feel into whatever that intention is. Very good. And now what I'd like you to do is reach up with your right hand. And I'd like you to take hold of that intention. Universe, Spirit, Angel, is reaching down and handing you that. And I'd like you to take that intention and put it into your heart. Guru is cheering us on. You can massage it into your heart. You can just feel it nice and warm in your heart. Keep breathing into the heart and out through the heart. In and out. In and out. As you continue to breathe in and out, we're going to now call in the angels. Call in the angels to take us into solstice with our common intentions. So feel free to repeat after me or use whatever works and fits for you. Whatever works for you. Good evening or good morning, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel. Good evening, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guides, and light workers here for my highest good. Please come join me by my side. Please rest your wings on my shoulders. Please let me feel your loving presence. Please help me to feel and to know just how supported and loved I am during this time. Can you feel your angels? Can you feel their wings on your shoulders? Can you feel their gentle, loving embrace? Did you know that there's not just an angel behind you, but to your side, to your other side, back behind them, and back behind them, and back behind them, almost to infinity? You're surrounded by so many angels. You're surrounded by so much love. You're surrounded by so much incredible goodness. If you can, imagine that you kind of step out of your body for a moment and you go up, 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 and you look back down upon yourself and see an angel that has his or her wings wrapped around you, and another one holding that angel, and another one holding that angel. And you see yourself as part of a circle of 8, 9, 10,000, maybe 100,000 people, all surrounded by thousands and thousands of thousands of angels. In other words, we have 1,000,000 beings here right now during this meditation at the precise moment of solstice itself. Talk about a synchronicity. Here to help you water the seed of whatever is your intention, of whatever it is you desire. And I will set a mass intention here, a mass intention for us to all be able to hear from the angels better, from us to all be able to hear from Spirit better, and for us to all be able to live a Spirit-based, higher vibration in the upper room life, where there is more love, more harmony, less of everything we don't desire, more peace, more coming together as one, more recognition that we are Spirit, that we are love, that we are the light, that we truly are energetic beings having an energetic experience in mysterious, amazing, horrific, incredible, over the top human form. Thank you, angels, for helping us with our intention. Thank you, angels, for guiding us on our way. Thank you, angels, for helping us plant the most beautiful seeds to connect with Spirit at the deepest soul level. So I want you to go quiet for just a minute. Give your own thanks. See that intention. Feel that intention realized. And feel the warmth and love and incredible light as we come into solstice, setting this intention together. Ten. Solstice is almost here. Feel that intention on your heart. 9. Solstice is growing closer. Feel that intention even more. 8. As your intention grows, so does the light, and you realize that there is a light that is surrounding you now. 7. That light and that intention starts to grow brighter and brighter still. 6. There is such a luminosity. You are surrounded by such love and light. You can feel the glow of the angels, the glow of everyone, the glow of your intention. 5. It's glowing brighter and brighter. Your intention is becoming more real than real. It is so palpable. You can see it. You can feel it. You are the light. 4. You're glowing brighter and brighter and brighter still. 3. You are starting to get the luminosity of the sun itself. 2. Your intention, your love, your light is now a light that fills the entire solar system. 1. Your light is filling the entire galaxy as you anchor in this intention to solstice. And solstice, love, light, heaven, earth, the light is glowing so bright you are filling the entire galaxy, the entire universe as you plant this seed, synced with the angels, synced with everybody here, synced with Mother Earth herself. Woohoo! That is you. That is your birthright. That is who and what you are. That is you. And it will be so. As Ruru just sings to the heavens itself. So let's just breathe in and out together for a minute and bask in this glow. Breathe in and out. In and out. In and out. Wow, 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 wow. What a solstice. What a rooster. What an evening, what a day. Feel free to stay in here, bask in this glow as long as you would like. You can certainly replay this meditation as long as you would like. Come join us Thursday, automaticwriting.com, or join us for our manifestation mastery classes where we're going to do clearing after clearing after clearing. But learn a process, dive in with the angels. You are Spirit. You are an angel in human form, and you have the ability to connect. And I want to challenge you to do that now, this moment, today, tonight, tomorrow, and for always. Love you guys so, so much. Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Rooster. Ruru. Thank you, neighbors. And how does it get any better than this? And keep on shining bright. Woohoo! Love you guys so, so much. Have the most beautiful evening and day ahead. Night, everyone. Perfect.